Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on. Pause.
6ix9ine, Tekashi, Tekashi, whatever it is, tongue twister. So he was in the news this past week for visiting Nipsey Hussle's mural. And I mean, immediately after, you know what, I'll pull up the video here in a second. Immediately afterwards, you see him being escorted away by the police. So I mean, clearly it's a stunt. You know, he goes, he shows, pays homage, right, to this mural at Nipsey out in LA. But he's always been one of those to say, I'm the king of whatever city he's in, even though he has no affiliation. So a lot of people scream foul, especially after he's being escorted away by police. So, I mean, I wanted to see what y'all thought. Everybody seems to feel like, hey, that was a little bit out of line, a little bit out of bounds. This guy's whole purpose is to provoke. His whole goal is to piss people off and to stir outrage. Exactly, you know, the content of what this podcast is about. So I want to get y'all's feel on it. So Gary's smiling. I feel like Gary's got the big, like the most, like he's got a take he's holding on. So let's start with you, Gary.
I was gonna say, first off, 6ix9ine is great for podcasts because he's always trolling, so he gives us good content. So I like that. But overall, like I feel like a lot of people from LA aren't even really from LA. So when he says he's like the king of LA, really he's just saying he's the king of a melting pot, regardless. But as far as the whole Nipsey thing, like a lot of goons in LA, you know, are like at his head, like, you know, sending them messages like, hey, don't do that, you know, or, you know, pretty much you don't get shot. And it's kind of bad too, because I can see that coming. But I didn't really have a problem with it if it was just like a stunt to just be like, hey, you know, I'm showing my respects. But in the way in which he did it, you knew he was being recorded to troll specifically, to pretty much enrage like LA rappers. So because of the intent, I don't like it. And I'm kind of scared for him because I think he's gonna get hemmed up soon.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's definitely, he does a lot, you know what I mean, to try to stay relevant, I guess, and the way he goes about doing it, I don't agree with. I'm kind of personally tired of seeing him talking about him. But I know, like, he's like good, like you said, good podcast, you know, but he's a smart dude as far as like marketing, you know, I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, it look like somebody already broke his goddamn arm. What the hell are you doing out there, man? We ain't tripping. What's crazy is this shit that got like 9 million views. You know what I'm saying? Like, who, like, what? This dude got like more than 9 million followers. Like, who cares, man? People worry about the wrong thing, in my opinion. And, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't even see the point. You know, like, I don't know. Somebody should run down him. In my opinion.
I mean,
get it done with it.
The weakest point to me is you immediately see the police going over and like walking him back to his car. He didn't show that, obviously. He's not going to show, hey, I'm protected. But that's where the whole disingenuous part of it comes back from me. And that's what kind of rubs me the wrong way, because he's out here just trying to get attention. He's out here trying to provoke, trying to have people do exactly what we're doing, talk about him, right? So, I mean, that's something like Gary mentioned, you know, it's kind of that love-hate. Hey, I like that he gives us something to talk about. He gives us some outrage to kind of weigh in on. I'm not a fan of him at all. I think his music sucks. I think the content of it sucks. I think his delivery sucks. I think his gimmick sucks with the bubblegum fucking hair, even though he's got the black, you know, effeminate pigtails now. His whole style, I'm not a fan at all. I haven't said that. Clearly, it's a character. It's clearly like wrestling. You know, it's like a wrestling facade. It's a personality more than anything. I don't really see him as an artist. I see him as somebody that's just a social media influencer, somebody that's more within that realm as opposed to, you know, being a music talent, because I don't really see much talent at all when I think about 6ix9ine. So I don't know. I mean, again, we're talking about him, so there's got to be something to it, right?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm just
being distracted with the eating.
Nah, it's not that. It's just, I don't know, man. It's crazy, man, how this dude, he's like the ultimate finesser with everything. I feel, you know, like he got out of jail somehow, you know, and just went right back to doing what he was doing. And to me, that's just like it's laughable, you know. Like he literally does not take anything seriously, like life or anything, you know. And it just, you know, something like you said, I don't see nothing good happening from this. If he keeps going the route he's going, everybody's saying the same thing. And, you know, time will tell, I guess, now. So we'll see.
Foul or not? What's our final verdict? I say foul, just because of the intent.
Foul, definitely. Sure.
Foul. It's foul as shit.
Chance says shrug.
I'm with Chance, too, man. I'm kind of over this dude. I've been over it. You know?
I feel you.
Yeah, nah, John. I get that, but the whole reason this even came up is just because, mainly for me, I was want to bring up this because Nipsey is related to Nipsey. So like I view it as rather than 6ix9ine news, more just like respect to Nip, and it's calling somebody out like, hey, like, you know, that shit ain't cool.
I will say that, like, Nipsey, I never really knew much of his music, you know, not for any reason. It's not that I'm like not a fan or against him. I just haven't really been exposed to much of his music. I guess I can always go and listen. But, you know, all I need to see is how much love he's gotten after he's passed. I mean, plenty of rappers pass and then all of a sudden they're icons, right? All of a sudden they're legends. All of a sudden everybody that supports him comes out of the woodworks. But with him, I feel like there was like a universal respect, you know, and there was like a universal love for him. He tried to be out in the community, helping people out that are less fortunate. He brought a lot of people together. And I mean, West Coast rap has been really quiet the last decade or so. So I mean, what do you really have since the 2000s? The game. So in a lot of ways, you know, I think he can show himself as kind of, I'm one of the big names in the West. But I mean, again, it shows, like I said, like that universal respect. The fact that everybody came out to his defense and immediately went after 6ix9ine because of this, that shows me how much people really cared about the guy and how many people he impacted.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. Like, people probably were more interested in it, like, because it's Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a disrespect to Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? Just for him to be even in LA, like, you know, like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, the 6ix9ine thing, like, really, to me, like, at the core of it is super weird. And, like, I don't know, man. It could be something that I say for conspiracies, because I feel like, you know, we've already kind of spent too much time on them, like, on, you know, this platform. But, like, I do have, like, a conspiracy about, like, 6ix9ine and, like, you know, like, his antics and why, you know, like, that it's still going on after these 3 years of it, you know what I'm saying, like actual litigation, and it, you know, getting to the point where it is now, you know. So I don't know, man. It's deeper than the surface, than what we're seeing and why we're still seeing.
Add that to the conspiracy document.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that, man, because like there's a lot of things going on, like, and there's so much, you know, that we just don't know because it's all like a bunch of noise. It all seems like a bunch of static, but there's a bunch of, I don't know, man. This world is really changing, and it's changing in front of us, you know. But and I'll leave it at that, man. Like, what's next on the docket? Unless anybody got anything else to say.
Yeah, I got one more thing to say. Are y'all really? So I got one more thing to say. Are y'all really even like surprised though? You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be surprising because like look at his whole career and like stuff that he's always done. You know, even though it is Nip and that's a legend, R.I.P. But people shouldn't be surprised. I
mean, yeah, he's always backed his whole thing on being bold, right? But I think, you know, once he was let out, because he really got a little slap on the wrist. Once he was let out, I felt like his best interest is to keep a low profile. Because I mean, there are people that are like gonna be gunning after him. We've been saying that. Everybody's been saying that. We haven't seen it yet. I mean, you see, he's always swarmed by police, and yet he's still relevant. But yeah, it surprises me kind of the lengths he's going to provoke. You know, it's like now you're impeaching on an area that, you know, has almost universal respect and people looking out for him, and you're going to go kind of ruffle those feathers. I just,